because stamping is first and foremost a legal process, right? It's not a technical process. You need technology to do it. You need APIs to do it. But at its core, stamping is a legal process with very specific legal requirements. And any technology you build cannot override these legal requirements. So it is as much a compliance architecture, or probably more so, it is more of a compliance architecture than it is, say, a tech or API architecture. So there are five legal requirements under Indian law for compliance stamping. One, there needs to be legally compliant defacement of the stamp paper before it is digitized. Two, the first party name should appear on the stamp paper. Three, there needs to be a clear indication that the stamp paper is being used for a specific document. And by this, we don't simply mean, oh, the stamp paper is used for, say, loan agreements. It means that this specific stamp paper is used for this specific loan agreement, right? Four, of course, stamp paper must be received from government authorized vendors, or if the provider is generating it themselves, they must have requisite permission, legal permission to do it. And fifth, of course, this is the IT Act requirement, is that the digital stamp paper must be identical to its corresponding physical copy in cases where you're digitizing by getting physical stamp paper and then digitizing it. I think most of you will be familiar with the legend that we put on stamp papers, right? Most of us put it, right? You write it down or you type it. This is defacement. Very simple, right? One. Number three, simple defacement is not possible, right? You need to ensure that the legend ties the stamp paper to the specific document. So one is defacement via legend, and three determines the contents of the legend, right? In your legend, you won't just put a legend, you will put this stamp paper is for this loan agreement between so and so parties. There'll be some unique identifier that ties it to the agreement. Number five, which is the IT Act one, the stamp paper must be identical to the corresponding physical copy, right? Which means that in a situation where you're getting a physical stamp and converting it to a digital stamp, you actually need to deface the physical copy first before digitizing the stamp paper. This ensures, as you can see on the bottom row here, that the digital copy is identical in appearance to the physical copy. Many, what they do is do the thing on the top row, where they buy the stamp paper and upload it. It's digitized, and then they digitally put a legend. So this is super convenient, but unfortunately also super illegal, right? Because a stamp paper in physical form, if you see in the top row, will look very different from the stamp paper in digital form. And in theory, you can take that physical stamp paper and use it for other purposes, even though you've used it digitally for another purpose, which is again super illegal, right? So just remember, deface it physically and then digitize. If you use multiple stamp papers per day or month, all need to follow this process: defaced physically with a specific legend and then digitized, right? So just simple: deface and then digitize, deface and then digitize. Do not digitize and then deface, right? Just deface and then digitize. So we've collated all legal learnings from the previous 3 minutes into this easy to use checklist.